learned that I'm really, kind of, one of my things, I guess, I have Megillah attention deficit disorder. But every time they're learning, if you miss one word, you're not counted. So the whole Megillah, I'm sitting there, I'm like, did I just miss that word? I don't remember if I heard that word. And I can't really fathom if I've ever actually been yotzei the mitzvah of Megillah. Although last year I heard it from a woman, which was totally a different experience. I am Orthodox, but it was left-wing modern Orthodoxy. We're trying to include everyone, and it was, I definitely heard every word because she had kind of a hot voice. But I didn't look, so it's not Kolish technically. So that's fine. So the yeshiva I went to, apparently. You get all these quotes from big rabbis, and they give you a quote, and someone's like, yeah, but the Rosh Yeshiva says, something that's completely ridiculous, or Rav Moshe. I've never actually seen an English translated book of Rav Moshe's tshuvas, never in my life. Yet every time someone has an argument, yeah, but Rav Moshe says, whatever, something that backs you up, that sounds ridiculous. So this rabbi in my yeshiva apparently said that if you don't know what the woman looks like, it's fine to hear her voice because you can't really be attracted to just the voice. So that sounds a little progressive to me, but you might agree. So so I didn't really see her. We were from the back and she was on the other side. Machitza, that sort of thing. But Megillah attention deficit disorder is such a long word. I have shul attention deficit disorder, everything ADD. I was diagnosed with a learning disability, and ever since then, I just blame everything on ADD. It's great. And the other thing I can blame on ADD is the fact that my father was so anti-drugs, I never learned to swallow pills. So now I go into Rite Aid or Walgreens, whatever you have out here, and I buy loads and loads of children's Tylenol. And there's a lot of sick kids. And I'm like, no, it's for me. And they think I'm overdosing on children's Tylenol. Although if I was going to overdose, it would be on Triminic Orange or Flintstones Kids vitamins. In this shul, how many people come to this shul? What's the audience here? A lot of you don't. You're just showing up randomly. You heard about this? Yeah. Oh, really? Cool. Okay. So you should come to this shul because if you have Megillah attention deficit disorder or shul attention deficit disorder, which is a much more extreme variety of Megillah attention deficit disorder, you just walk outside and there's all these nut jobs walking around. And it's so much better than any shul bulletin board I've ever seen. I mean, I am a big shul bulletin board macher. I'll stand there and I know every kiddush coming up, I know every bar mitzvah, I know every shiva house, I know everything. I know everything that's going on because there's nothing else to read, and a good shul bulletin board has a lot of stuff, and they always have those random OU articles, and then you discover why those Viewpoint magazines, I don't know how many of you have seen that. They're the OU magazine that stinks, but in shul it's really good all of a sudden. It's like finding a 3-year-old copy of the Jewish Press. It's just such an excitement for me. And but nothing compares to Venice Beach. Yesterday, there was this guy roller skating around with Puerto Rican flag underwear, and I was just sitting there. I was like, how would Chabad approach this guy if he came up to them and said he hadn't shaken lulav yet? Would they give him talis to cover up? He was Puerto Rican, so he probably wasn't, but it was a very, and then there's the guy who draws with his nose, and he's a ventriloquist or something, and then there's some guy who juggles chainsaws. He wasn't out yesterday, because that's how, Shabbos, ends kind of late these days, but, it's way better. Shul attention deficit disorder, here, the problem with the shul is there's nowhere to walk, so you forget where you are. You're sitting here, and everyone's down, it's all good, you're bored out of your mind, mishpatim's going on, and you're going, there's only so much of Bereshis you could read. The second I get to Parshas Beshalach, I'm back in Bereshis. I'm done. That's it. The desert, the Beis HaMikdash, doesn't interest me. I know that might be blasphemy, but I am a certified Amaretz because apparently I don't know enough to be a real Epikoros or a Kofer. So, I have no idea. A friend of mine told me the only reason I can do what I do is because I really don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I'm a really good observer, but when it comes to halacha, you're one of those guys. Your friend's you're one of those guys that's everyone's learning and you're reading the English Mesilas Yesharim. You're that guy who doesn't really know how to learn. I can't even follow the art scroll. The gray line gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm trying to flip, and there's that one page. Art scroll, really, seriously, they need to go green already. They got that one page devoted to the last little gray line of the English. And it's come on, man. I mean, I want to open up an art scroll Gemara or a bencher. I mean, wedding benchers, biggest waste. Seriously. If Orthodox Jews are going to agree, you got to open up a wedding bencher and you're like, this wedding bencher was made from recycled wedding benchers. That's, you know, to me, that would be awesome. You know, I had all these failed ideas, like inventions, you know, like the shuckle kinetic energy thing, you know, you like plug people in. How would you work that on Shabbos? You know, the solar-powered matzah bakery. But you know, I have certain ideas, but they're not really. They don't make so much sense as the recycled. Yarmulkes could be recycled too, though. Though yarmulkes last a long time because let's face it, no one wears satin yarmulkes, and the whole point of satin yarmulkes is racial profiling within shul system. Someone walks in, they put on a white yarmulke, the rabbi stands up here, and everyone's like, hey, we have 10. And we're like, no, we don't, the white guy, the white guy. and it's so awesome when you're at, like I've hung out at Chabad a lot, and it's great because Chabadniks are really slick with this. There's like 15 people there and they don't have a minion, right? And like, there's always that one guy who's gonna start Kaddish no matter what. He's like gung-ho BT and he's like taking it down. He doesn't know that half the shul's not Jewish. So the Chabad rabbi comes running in with like Mendy and Mushkin. They're all like holding Torahs and some of them, I don't know how many kids you can have with the Torahs that are like, counting the minion, but I've seen as much as 2. Mendy and Levi Yitzhak are sitting there with the Torah and they're like, Tati, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. He's like, shh, don't worry, I have a minion. It's hard fitting in as a Jew. But BTs, man. BTs, one of my favorite things for BTs. There's a few things that are really mean you could do that I would never do. Like, if you steal the bracha sheet away when they get called up. Until I discovered Chabad, I never really got aliyahs. Because, like, who's going to give a single guy an aliyah? He's not going to make a donation. Whatever. So, but Chabad, before I started going to Chabad, every time I got an aliyah, I freaked out that the bracha sheet wasn't going to be there. And I'm an FFB, because I didn't know the bracha by heart. I didn't even discover that you had to say Birchas Torah before Shema until I was, like, in, college or whatever. I know, right? I'm not a real FFB. I'm like a quasi-BT. Like, I should have been a BT, but I'm not, I'm like a born again FFB maybe. So yeah, the bracha sheet freaks people out. Transliterated sitters. If you can't find a transliterated sitter, it's like the worst thing.